What if I told you that right there in your own kitchen, you have a poison that you probably consume daily, thinking it's harmless? Something that drop by drop, day after day, is silently shutting down two of the hardest working organs in your body. I'm Dr. Michael Turner, a nephrologist, and I've spent years seeing in my practice the devastating consequences of this poison on my patients' kidneys, especially in adults who come to me when the damage, unfortunately, is already very advanced. Today, I'm going to break the silence, but I'm not going to talk to you with medical terms that nobody understands. I'm going to talk to you straight as if you were here, sitting across from me. I'll reveal what is the worst poison that's intoxicating your kidneys without you realizing it. And the most alarming part is that you very likely consumed it this very morning. Stay with me to discover it, to understand its destructive power, and most importantly, to learn how to protect yourself before it's too late. Well, thank you for dedicating a few minutes to the most valuable thing we have, our health. As a kidney specialist, my mission isn't just to cure, it's to prevent people from getting sick. And believe me, one of the hardest parts of my job is seeing wonderful people, full of life, suffering from kidney damage that could have been prevented. The problem with kidneys is that they're champions of silence. They're the unsung heroes of the body. Imagine you have the world's most advanced water purification system, working 24/7 without rest. That's your kidneys. They filter all your blood, eliminate toxins, waste, and fluids you don't need. But that's not all. They also regulate your blood pressure, help produce red blood cells so you don't have anemia, and keep your bones strong. They're the foundation for everything else to work. But what happens when this system starts to fail? No alarm sounds. There's no sharp pain to warn you. Chronic kidney disease is a thief. It settles in slowly, over years, and by the time clear symptoms appear, swelling in the ankles, tiredness that won't go away with anything, cramps, the damage can be severe, sometimes irreversible. I've seen so many older adults come to my office scared, confused, facing dialysis or a transplant. And the question that always lingers, "Doctor, how did I not?" The answer is painful, because nobody warned them clearly enough about the everyday poisons that were sabotaging their health. That's why I'm here, because information is power. And today, I want to give you that power. We're going to unmask the main enemy, the worst of them all. And believe me, when you discover it, you won't be able to believe it. Let me tell you the story of Robert. He's 72 years old, retired, a quiet man who always thought he was taking care of himself. He didn't smoke, went for his walks, and his wife cooked every day at home. No junk food. But Robert started noticing something strange. First, it was the swelling. His ankles looked twice their normal size by the end of the day. Then came the fatigue, that deep tiredness that wouldn't go away, even sleeping 10 hours. And finally, when his wife noticed he was waking up 3 or 4 times a night to urinate, she dragged him to my office. The test results left me worried. His glomerular filtration rate, which is the key measure of how well the kidneys are working, was at to help you understand, normal is above 9. Robert was already in stage 3 of chronic kidney disease. His kidneys were functioning at less than 40% of their capacity. And the worst part, his blood pressure was sky high, 65/95, despite taking medications to control it. He looked at me confused and said, "But doctor, I don't eat badly. My wife cooks everything at home with fresh ingredients. How is this possible?" I asked him to describe a typical day of meals. Breakfast, toast with ham and cheese. Lunch, chicken with rice and a salad. Dinner, noodle soup with meat. Everything sounded reasonable, right? But when I asked him about one specific ingredient, his face changed. "How much salt do you use per day, Robert?" He went quiet. His wife jumped in. "Well, doctor, we put salt on everything. It's just that, without salt, it doesn't taste like anything." And there was the culprit. The silent poison that had been destroying Robert's kidneys for years. Sodium, specifically the brutal excess of table salt we consume without realizing it. I know what you're thinking, but doctor, everyone knows salt is bad. Yes, they know, but they don't really understand why, or how much damage it does, or how much they're actually consuming. That's the difference between knowing something superficially and understanding the real danger. And that lack of understanding is what's killing millions of kidneys around the world. Let me explain exactly what happens to your body when you consume too much sodium. Your body needs a little bit of sodium to function. That's true. But when we flood it, the balance breaks. To dilute all that sodium, your body retains fluids. You get thirstier, and it orders your kidneys not to release a single drop of water. The result, the volume of blood in your arteries increases, and the pressure inside them skyrockets. That is plain and simple. Hypertension. And here comes the lethal part. Hypertension is the second leading cause of kidney failure in the world. Your kidney filters, those millions of tiny nephrons, are a network of super delicate blood vessels. Imagine trying to clean a silk fabric with a fire hose at full pressure. You'd destroy it. Well, that's what hypertension does to your kidneys day after day. It damages them, scars them, destroys them in a vicious circle. Damaged kidneys can't control pressure well, which damages the kidneys even more. It's a death spiral. But sodium doesn't just spike your pressure. It also forces your kidneys to work twice as hard to filter and eliminate that excess. It's like putting a 200-pound load on someone who's already tired. Over time, they wear out. The nephrons start to die, and when you lose nephrons, they don't come back. They're gone forever. And when you've lost 75% of your kidney function, that's when symptoms appear that can no longer be ignored. Now, the million-dollar question, how much sodium are you really consuming? Most people think, I hardly use the salt shaker. That's the big misunderstanding. The problem isn't the salt you add, it's the brutal amount of sodium that comes hidden in processed foods. It's estimated that more than 75% of the sodium we eat comes from there, not from the salt shaker. It's in bread, in deli meats, in cheeses, in canned soups, in sauces, in frozen meals, in almost everything that comes in a package. The industry uses it to make products last longer and taste better. It's an invisible aggressor. To give you an idea, a single can of soup can have 1,500 milligars of sodium. 2 slices of sandwich bread, 300 milligars. A handful of ham, 600 milligars. A few crackers, 400 milligars. Before you know it, you're already at 3,000 or 4,000 milligars in a single day, and the recommendation is not to exceed. If you already have high blood pressure or kidney problems, the goal should be 1,500 milligars. See the difference? Robert was consuming, without knowing it, more than 5,000 milligars of sodium per day. His wife, with all the love in the world, was serving him poison with every meal. It wasn't her fault. Nobody had explained this to them clearly. Now I want you to understand the warning signs, because your kidneys are screaming, but in a whisper. If you recognize even one of these signs, it's time to act. Sign number 1, swelling in ankles, feet, or legs, especially at the end of the day. This happens because your kidneys aren't eliminating fluids properly, and gravity accumulates them in the lower parts of the body. Sign number 2, extreme fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. When kidneys fail, they don't produce enough erythropoietin, the hormone that stimulates red blood cell production. The result, anemia and crushing tiredness. Sign number 3, changes in urination, more frequent urination, especially at night. Foamy urine, as if you had soap in it, indicating protein in the urine. Dark-colored urine or blood in the urine. Sign number 4, high blood pressure that's difficult to control, even with medications. If your pressure stays high despite treatment, your kidneys could be the problem, not just the symptom. Sign number 5, itchy skin, muscle cramps, and nausea. When kidneys don't filter properly, toxins build up in the blood, causing these symptoms. If Robert had known these signs 5 years earlier, we could have prevented him from reaching stage 3. But it's not too late for you. If you recognized any of these signs, don't panic, breathe, and take action. Now comes the most important part. What do we do? The rescue plan for your kidneys has 4 pillars. And the first, the most crucial, is to declare war on hidden sodium. First pillar, become a label detective. Don't trust the words low-fat or natural on the package. Turn it over and look for the word sodium in the nutrition facts. You're going to be shocked at the amount of sodium in foods that don't even taste salty, like some cereals, cookies, or sauces. The golden rule: if a food has more than 200 mg of sodium per serving, think twice. If it has more than 400 mg, avoid it. Second pillar, cook more at home. There you have total control. I know it may seem like more work, but it's the most powerful investment in your health. Cooking at home doesn't have to be complicated. Steamed vegetables, grilled chicken, brown rice, legumes. Simple, delicious, and low in sodium. Third pillar, rediscover flavors. Nature has given us an arsenal of herbs and spices that transform any dish without a pinch of salt. Garlic, onion, pepper, oregano, rosemary, turmeric, cumin, paprika, lemon, and vinegar are also great for adding a touch of flavor without sodium. Within a few weeks, your taste buds will reset and you'll start noticing the real flavors of food. It's liberating. Fourth pillar, rinse canned foods. If you buy canned vegetables or legumes, rinse them well under running water for 30 seconds. With that simple gesture, you eliminate up to 40% of the added sodium. Robert and his wife implemented these 4 pillars. At first, it was difficult. He complained that food didn't taste like anything, but his wife got creative. She started using lots of fresh garlic, lemon, and herbs. After 3 weeks, Robert confessed to me, "Doctor, I don't even miss the salt anymore, and I feel different. I have more energy." At 3 months, his results were incredible. His pressure dropped to 30, the swelling disappeared, and most importantly, his glomerular filtration rate went up to 45. His kidneys were responding, they were recovering. But there's more. Let me give you 5 specific foods that are true allies for your kidneys. Number 1, cranberry. These small fruits are powerful antioxidants that protect the lining of your kidneys and bladder. A handful a day can work wonders. Number 2, kale. It's low in potassium, which is important for those who already have kidney problems, and it's loaded with vitamins and antioxidants. Number 3, fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Their omega-3s reduce inflammation throughout the body, including your kidneys. Number 4, fresh garlic. Not only does it add flavor without sodium, but it has properties that help lower blood pressure naturally. Number 5, water. Yes, simple water. Staying well hydrated helps your kidneys do their job without extra effort. The general rule: if your urine is light yellow, you're well hydrated. If it's dark, drink more. Now, a delicate but important topic: medications. There are common drugs that can damage kidneys if you use them chronically without control. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, the famous SEDs like ibuprofen, naproxen, or diclofenac, are very useful for pain, but using them every day for months or years can be lethal for the kidneys. If you have chronic pain, talk to your doctor about safer alternatives. Proton pump inhibitors, like omeprazole, can also affect kidney function with prolonged use. Don't stop your medications on your own, but do review with your doctor if you really need all of them. And here's something many don't know: certain natural supplements can also be dangerous. Excessive protein powders, certain herbal teas, even some vitamin supplements in high doses. Natural doesn't always mean safe. Always consult with your nephrologist before taking any supplement. I want to close with a message of hope. Kidney disease doesn't have to be your destiny. Each of the poisons we've talked about, especially sodium, is under your control. You decide if you read the label. You decide if you cook at home. You decide if you choose water instead of soda. It's not about changing everything overnight. It's about taking one small step today and another tomorrow. Every small change is a victory. Every home-cooked meal, every glass of water is another brick in the protective wall for your kidneys. Robert is 73 years old today. A year ago, he was walking toward dialysis. Today, his kidneys are stable, his pressure is controlled, and he tells me with a smile, "Doctor, I got my life back." That's why I do this. If this video has opened your eyes, if you think it can help someone you love, share it. Send it to your children, your partner, a friend. Information that saves lives must circulate. And if you want to keep receiving clear and practical advice to take care of your health, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Now I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me what surprised you most about everything we've discussed. Is there something you didn't know that you're planning to change starting now? I'll read your comments to continue helping this community. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for dedicating this time to what matters most. Remember, your kidneys work tirelessly for you every second. Return the favor with conscious decisions. I'm Dr. Michael Turner, and I wish you from my heart a long, healthy, and energetic life. Take care of your kidneys. Take care of your life. See you in the next video.